pen fans, this is your personal pen maker, Brian at the Edison Pen Company, edisonpen.com. I hope that everybody is doing really well. Hey, I have an announcement to make. We are ready for our annual group buy pen. Now, for those of you that have followed us over the years, you might say, hey Brian, you know what? I don't think this has been an annual thing lately, and you're correct. The last couple years, we actually haven't been able to do our annual group buy pen. For those of you that have followed us over the last year or so, you know that we received a bunch of new machinery, and that has really made a huge difference for us in our productivity, along with some other factors. So previous years, quite frankly, you know, we had a couple things going on. The old machinery wasn't nearly as fast or as accurate, and we moved at one point from a new location. And quite frankly, always keeping up with our normal demand presented a challenge, which is a good problem to have. But yes, annual group buy pen, although it wasn't annual the last couple of years, but with our new machinery, our new location, the way that things are running for the Edison Pen Company, there's no reason that this is going to, as of now, continue to be an annual thing. So now, for those of you that don't know how this works, at the Edison Pen Company, we don't ever discount our pens except for this situation. You know, we have a fixed retail price on all of our production line. We have, you know, fixed retail prices on all of our signature line as well. So this is the only time ever that you will see an Edison pen discounted in any way. So the pen that I'll be showing to you in a little bit normally would be $275. We're going to be selling this for $199. I'll get into a lot more details as to what, you know, the logistics of all this, but let's show you what the pen is. But first, I'm excited to let you know that this is actually a brand new model. Not only has it been a few years since we've had an annual group buy, it's also been a few years since we've had a new signature line model. This is something that I started designing maybe 4 or 5 months ago, and I really liked the way this came out. So it's not just an annual group buy pen, it's also a brand new model. This will be a model that is, of course, available in this limited edition, but then once the limited edition is over, this will be a regular offering within our signature line. So with that, this pen is called the Brockton, and let me show you what it looks like. Okay, this is the Brockton. For the purposes of the limited edition group buy pen, there's going to be 2 materials that we use. This is called Miami Nights, and then we also have cream soda, which you can see right here. This is cream soda, and I think that you can see that both of these pens have a satin black oxide clip on them. Here's the Miami Nights without the cap. And you can see that we have a matching black oxide nib to go on this that complements the clip really well. And then here's the same with the cream soda version. These nibs are all going to be steel only, and they'll be available in extra fine, fine, medium, broad, 1.1 metallic, or 1.5 metallic. Now here's the engraving that's going to be on each pen. You'll see that we're limiting this to 150 cream soda pens, and then 150 Miami Nights pens. So a total of 300, 150 of each material. You'll see that the engraving is a bit subtle. I don't always like our engravings to scream an advertisement, and if it's something that is, you have to look a little closer to notice, I think it's kind of a cool detail that isn't going to jump out at you from a distance. And especially with this material, I'm not sure that I wanted your eye to be distracted from the beauty of this material and also the Miami Nights. And this is the engraving on the Miami Nights. Now this one shows up a little bit more pronounced simply because it's a darker material, but still I like to keep these engravings a bit subtle. And here's multiple versions in a kind of a group photo. I wanted to cover that now this pen will be a regular offering in our signature line after we do this group buy. So if anyone's interested in this pen in a different material or customized in any way, or a draw filler, or whatever you and I can dream up, within reason we can generally do it. Now of course that would be priced at the same as our normal signature line offerings, which would be $275 with a steel nib. But for the purposes of the group buy, this is going to be priced at $199. Hey, what do you think? It's a design that I'm pretty proud of. Within those photos, I discussed a lot of the details behind how the limited edition will work. Now let me get into some details with a lot more specifications on this pen, and also how it compares to some other Edison models that you might be familiar with. Okay, so let's have a look at this pen and discuss some of the specifications. This is actually one of the shortest Edison designs that we have when capped, and that's really what's kind of important, because I designed this pen so that the barrel penetrates the cap about as deep as it possibly can. So when I remove the cap, you can see how much is actually contained within the cap. So when I bring this up to about where this lines up, I think you can see that the nib is very close to the edge. It's about as deep as I could have engineered this pen to be inside the cap. And I have a demonstrator here that will kind of show you this a little bit as well. So perhaps you can kind of see how that nib is going all the way up into the finial, and the finial is hollow. So literally the tip of the nib is just maybe about 2 millimeters away from the very edge of the finial. So I wouldn't qualify this, I wouldn't call it a pocket pen, but it's a short pen when it's uncapped. And then when you remove the barrel, I think that it's a little bit deceptive in what the true length of this pen is. So it's kind of like a compact package when capped, and then maybe a normal mid-sized pen when you remove the cap. In my hand, I'm 5'11", I have normal sized hands for a guy my size. It's very comfortable, it's very comfortable unposted, but the cap is also designed to post deeply and securely, so it also feels good when posted. So to give you some specifications here, the overall length of the pen capped is a little bit under 5 inches or 125 millimeters. The length of the pen from the end of the barrel to the tip of the nib is 4 7/8 or about 123 millimeters. So that should give you an idea as to how that, when you see it, when I line these up on the base, you can see how the barrel itself from end to tip is almost as long as the entire pen. I kind of like that design aspect of a compact pen when it's capped, but then a good mid-sized pen when it's not. The posted length is 6 1/8 inches or about 155 millimeters. The cap diameter at the thickest is 0.635 or 16 millimeters. The diameter of the barrel at its thickest is 560 or about 14 millimeters, and then the section diameter at its narrowest is 370 or about 9.5 millimeters. Okay, so let's take a look at how this pen compares to some other Edison models that you might already be familiar with. These are the Brocktons over here, and then one of our smaller pens is the Beaumont, and I think that you can see that actually the Brockton, when capped, is just a touch shorter than the Beaumont. But then, of course, due to this compact capped design, the barrel is actually it looks like it's just about the exact same length. There's no nib on this pen, of course, but you can see that the barrel length is about the same. So, I'll leave one capped and one uncapped. So next to the Beaumont, this is the standard Mina. And here's the Pearl. A Menlo draw filler. Collier. and extended Mina. So hopefully this gives you a good idea as to the size, specifications, and how this pen will compare to other Edison models. Alright, so this limited edition will consist of 300 total pens. There's going to be 150 pens in cream soda and 150 pens in Miami Nights. They are available now. I know that if you followed our group buys from years past, there have been times where we show a pen, here's our proposed limited edition group buy pen, and then we take pre-orders, then we manufacture after taking pre-orders. We aren't doing it that way this time. All of these pens are manufactured. There's a limit of 300, and when they're all sold out, they're all sold out. So if you're interested in this pen, you'll need to head to edisonpen.com, and you'll see Buy It Now buttons on the blog post that announces this pen. The price, now the Brockton will be a regular offering in our signature line, and as a matter of fact, we could take custom orders for this pen now if you like, outside of this limited edition. But of course, it will be our standard signature line prices, which starts at $275 with a steel nib. However, the limited edition, because we do this as a large assembly run, we can get the price down to $199 as stated. So if this is of interest to you, like I said, head over to edisonpen.com, and I think that's all the details that I have to give you. I'm really excited by this pen. I'm very happy that we can get back into our groove with these annual group buy pens, and I think that our customers appreciate that also. So anyways, we appreciate it. Thanks very much. Have a great day.